All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm here with Sally from West Des Moines, and we're going to talk about the pedestrian bridge project that they've got going on here. So, Sally, I'm going to turn it over to you now to let you tell us a little bit about the vision for this bridge and how this is all coming together here.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I guess I'll go back a little bit and first kind of put the bridge into context with our larger overall initiative that we call the Five Waters Project. And that was started back in 2016 when our mayor and council really tasked our department to come up with what they were calling game-changing projects. And fortunately for us, we already had a few of those on the shelf that just were waiting for funding to happen. But we also added in a few new things in there as well. And the bridge was one of those things that has really been sitting on the shelf for a long time. We have been planning that trail connection across the Raccoon River for many years now, and it's been on our bicycle master plan for a long time. So that was really kind of one of those no-brainer things to include in the Five Waters project, along with Boathouse, which we completed in 2020 at Raccoon River Park, the Jamie Hurd Amphitheater that also opened in 2020 here on our city campus, just right outside City Hall. I get to see a nice view of that every day from my office. And then we're also kind of whittling away on what we're calling the Marathon Loop Trail and completing sections of that along the way. And then also acquiring land along the Raccoon River that's going to be part of a major greenway that is going to just go right through the center of our community someday. So the bridge is a piece of all that and is a really important piece because it is what is going to connect our trail system here in West Des Moines between the north side of the community and the south side of the community. So really, once we got the amphitheater done, the boathouse done, we were already moving on, even before we got them done, we were moving on to the bridge. So we have been fundraising for the project for a little less than a year now. We started in August of last year and had the goal of raising $3 million. And I'm happy to report that we're up over 2.5 million now that's been raised towards that goal. So we're kind of on the home stretch here and hope to have that funding in place so we can start construction in early 2023.
So Sally, once construction is started, then what is the projected date of opening to the public?
It's about an 18-month project. We're talking a pretty major bridge across a pretty major river. So it's a 620-foot long bridge span. It starts in Raccoon River Park on the north side, connects into our trail system there in the park, which ultimately connects out into our 69 miles of trail here in West Des Moines, and then crosses over to the south side and lands in Walnut Woods State Park. So it's been a joint project between us and the DNR. They are super excited at the opportunity of being able to expose more people to Walnut Woods State Park. It's one of those parks that is a little bit hidden and not real well known in the state park system, but yet it's just a cool urban state park that they want, to expose more people to. Even people that live here in West Des Moines don't realize that it's there, and certainly don't realize that it's just right across the river from Raccoon River Park. They may have been going to Raccoon River Park for years, not even knowing that there was a state park just across the river. So it's been a really nice partnership with the DNR. They've been so good to work with and very receptive to everything that we've been planning. But yeah, we hope with this last little fundraising push here that we'll be able to open the bridge sometime in the early summer of 2024.
Great. So you talk about these partnerships and you talk about the fundraising and what you've brought in. Is some of this through grants that you guys have written, or is this 100% through private donations, Sally?
No, some of it is grants. We have brought in about 1.2 million in private donations. The largest piece of that was from Athene, which is a local company here in West Des Moines. They donated $750,000 to the project, which in return they received naming rights. So it is the Athene Pedestrian Bridge. We announced that on June 4th. Which happened to be National Trails Day and also a big event of ours called Park Palooza, and the Mayor's Bike Ride. We just do it all on, one day there. Try to fit as much in as we can. So we were able to announce that name on that day. And so, yeah, for about a month now, it's been the Athene Pedestrian Bridge. The remainder of that 2.5 million is in grants. So about 1.3-ish million in grants. We received a grant from Polk County in the amount of 100,000, and then a TAP grant through the Des Moines Area MPO for 250,000. The large piece of that, though, was community projects funding that was requested for us by Congresswoman Cindy Axne. And so that was really a big jump start for the project. And in fact, we just had Congresswoman Axne at the Nature Lodge at Raccoon River Park this morning, just handing us a big check for $1 million. So that's always fun.
That's great. That's great. Good timing with the recording of this. For those that haven't seen it, I'm going to share some pictures that Sally had shared with me here of what this is going to look like. So do you have any other explanations, Sally, as folks are looking at this picture here?
Sure. Yeah, we have been working with Shive Hattery on the design of the bridge now for a couple years. And, we first got engineers involved just to make sure that it was feasible to do it in this location. Looking at the hydrology of the river, making sure that, either side of the river worked to bring the bridge to. Once we figured out that it was feasible to do it here, then we brought in their landscape architecture team at Shive Hattery to work with myself. I'm a landscape architect. We also have 3 landscape architects here on our staff in our department. So really that team then got together and talked about what we wanted the bridge to look like. And we went through a whole process of, really kind of looking at different themes, and, kind of wanted to stay away from the maybe typical theme of water, and really took it more in the direction of looking at either side of the bridge, which really involved a pretty major tree canopy, especially in Walnut Woods State Park, and then really kind of just bringing that tree canopy out into the river through the bridge. So Shive Hattery did a great job on really developing that theme with the bridge, not only in the centerpiece, which is kind of a canopy, but also on Raccoon River Park side, where we have donor signage that also has this tree canopy theme to it. So yeah, I'd like to say that, anything we do here, we like that it functions. That's number one. But then we also look for any way we can to make it visually appealing. And so I think everyone that sees these images of the bridge, they're just like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. We love it. So it's been an easy sell.
Absolutely. It's beautiful as we look at that. I think you guys nailed that with that tree canopy there. So great. Sally, is there anything else you'd like to add about this project or anything that we haven't already discussed?
I don't think so. I think right now we're just focusing on bringing in that last $500,000, which I think is going to be the hardest $500,000. I think that's always the case as you get closer to the end of your fundraising campaign. But I'm confident that we'll get there and we'll be building a bridge next year.
That's great. Super. We look forward to that. We look forward to some updates and ribbon cutting ceremony, hopefully in 2024, possibly. So, all right. This is Kelly Johnson Rose signing off with the Iowa Park and Rec Association.